It's time and it's here. High school football back in Oklahoma, and it's back in a big way with week 0 action last week and week 1 action coming up this week. I'm Caleb Shaw, and on Friday Night Rivals this year, I've got you covered with the very best that Oklahoma has to offer. I want to jump right into it this week, and we're going to go over to the Tulsa area where defending champions Bixby making their presence felt big time. It's a resounding win over the Owasso Rams in the annual Battle of the Burbs. A 49-21 final score doesn't paint the entire picture. It may not have even been that close. Senior quarterback Carson Kirby leading his Spartans to a multi-score lead in the first half, and they never looked back from there. Things aren't all said and done in the state's largest class, though. 15 other teams have a target fixated on Bixby, and maybe none more so than the Jinx Trojans. Jinx came into Edmond Santa Fe last weekend and spoiled the party with a 51-7 victory over the Wolves. Senior running back Katie Jones led the way for Jinx and accounted for over 200 yards from scrimmage by himself and 5 touchdowns on the night. You can see exactly why he's such a coveted recruit for Mike Gundy and the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Staying in Edmond, one of the best teams on the west side of the state is reloading and are ready to go at it again. Edmond Memorial, the Bulldogs, they blanked Del City 35-0 last week, proving they can still score without former quarterback David McComb. On the other side, they are elite, holding Colton McComb, little brother of David, and a recent visit to OU during their Week 1 game against Illinois State. Brent Venables and co recruiting him quite hard so far this season. Down south of the city, Westmore and Moore, they take on one another in the 38th Moore War. It was another one-sided affair here, much like last year, with Moore dominating from start to finish. Despite tossing a pair of interceptions, senior quarterback Maverick Gardner helped lead the way with a few scores of his own. But the highlight of the night, a defensive one for the Lions. This long interception returned for a touchdown, 88 yards by Reggie Butler. Taking a deeper look around the state, a few other contenders were also in action for Week 0. Defending 4A runners-up Tuttle got their year off and running 38-13 over Guthrie. Choctaw, on their quest to defend the 6A2 crown, took it to Lubbock Monterey 44-23, 2 straight years hosting them north of the Red River. And things also down to a good start down in Ada, Shout's mom class of 93, as they take down their rivals Durant in their season opener. So on tap this week, biggest of all, Norman and Norman North, the crosstown clash taking place on the campus of Norman North High School for the first time ever. The Timberwolves building their own state-of-the-art facility over on Stubeman Avenue. Last year, the Timberwolves and Tigers both make a playoff run, but fall short in early rounds. The Timberwolves taking on Moore in the first round, they beat them there, and the Tigers earning a bye after a big win over Bixby in the regular season. The Tigers would go on to fall to Edmond Memorial, who went on to be the first semifinalist from the west side of the state in quite some time. Up in Moore, the Sabercats of Southside did not play last week, but will get their start against Westmore Friday night in the Southwest Showdown. Last year, Southmore moved to 6A2 and found their way back to the playoffs. Under new head coach Brett Jones, they'll be looking to continue that upward momentum into 2025. They're led by junior quarterback Taven Hayes and Kansas Jayhawk commit Naquane Carter on the defensive line. Keep an eye on these games too. Washington going up a class to visit Sulphur, where last year the two opponents needed overtime to decide it. Broken Arrow going across state lines to Arkansas, where they'll take on Fayetteville. And finally, 2 rivals, Tuttle and Newcastle, going back at it on Friday night, this one in Tuttle this year. It's been an electric open to the season so far and nothing decided yet. Big-time favorites Bixby, they're going to have to deal with a lot of Eastside competition this season. Both Jinx and Owasso, a big target on their back like I mentioned already. And it's not too long until I think we'll finally see a new champion in 6A1. Down in 6A2, Choctaw off to a good start defending their title, and an upset when Muskogee went down in their first week matchup. That one might be wide open. As we go further down the classes, it just gets more and more intriguing this year, and I can't wait to be back with you next week for another update here on Friday Night Rivals.